Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are continuing our top 100 of all time journey.
Yes!
And today we've come to our top 50 to 41.
We are in the top half of the list.
Yes.
That means the games are getting even better.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that the other games have been bad.
No, absolutely not. There are so many games that I'm like, oh, but this is so good. Why is this so low? But then I have to remember, we have played a lot of games.
We have.
The top 100 is pretty high.
It's the top of the crop. So if
Yes.
you are coming in here and seeing this first, then you're doing something wrong. You can go back and you can see the other 5 videos to get even more amazing games to maybe buy because they're good. If they're for you, that is.
But it is a common misunderstanding that it is a top 50, but no.
No.
It is a top 100.
It's in the name.
Yes.
Yes, so now we're going to start the top 50, but it's part of the top 100. So now, let's go. You are beginning, I am ending. That's how it is. Let's go. Board games!
My number 50 makes its debut on the top 100, and that is Lost Ruins of Arnak. And this is a worker placement game which you not only are getting resources to move up on tracks, but you're also trying to conquer these threats.
The monsters.
In addition to having a worker to do your action, you also have these cards which can give you like bonuses or the resources like money, for example.
Yes.
And you also have these really powerful cards that you can use. So you're trying to. It's a very slow deck builder, essentially, in combination with the worker placement stuff. And with the expansion, you also get these, abilities.
Leaders.
Yes.
Yeah. Which makes the game even more variability making and also gives you like super cool different ways to play the game.
Yes.
My number 50 is a new addition to the list and it's going to be Lost Ruins of Arnak.
No,
it's the
for
first perfect crossover.
Oh, that's so cool.
Ja-la-la-la, bam, 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 crossing over. It's the
That's
first
so cool.
crossover.
Like,
you know, it's so cool when you said, I was like, isn't that my number 50 as well? Trying to not show any feelings at all in my face. Like, oh, that's interesting.
because I could see some like exact crossover coming, but I thought
In
it
the
would
top.
be, in the top of 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 the crop.
It is really cool. Like, basically, I like it for all the reasons you said.
Yeah.
Not too much more to add. Fantastic game. And I think that the expansion really elevates it. We had the pre-production copy for quite a long time.
Yeah.
We even played like the first expansion we played with that. But then we got like the campaign, with the co-op campaign, and we had lost the solo pieces for the pre-production copy. So we had to finally get a real version of the game, which made me happy because it's a fantastic game.
We have it in the collection now, which is
Yay.
nice. My number 49 has been on the list before, but then it was on the 28th place, and that is Underwater Cities. And this is a worker placement game which you're trying to build an underwater city. And what I think is cool about this game is that you have like 3 areas of worker placement actions. Yes, thank you. And they are colored, so you want to play. You also have these cards that you want to play together with the action, and you're trying to do that in the best way possible. So many times I'm thinking, oh, I really want to do that action now because I need to get that done and I don't want that action place to be filled. But I have a card with the wrong color for that. So that decision making is really interesting.
I agree 100%. The next one for me, 49, was 92 last time.
Oh,
so
risen quite a bit.
Quite a bit, and that is weird because it's a legacy game.
Oh.
We just play. It's super weird because those usually fall down. And again, the reason is science and maths. If you wonder why, just look at the science and you will know why it has gotten to this space. It's Clank Legacy.
Oh.
I don't like Clank. I think Clank is a fine game. I think Clank Legacy was both really fun and funny. Like it was written so funny. Like everything was weird and wonky and fun. But also the Clank gameplay made me care more about it because you had like, you couldn't do the rush strategy. It didn't make sense. It was more side quests you can do down in the depths, trying to do that. And we played it. It's a competitive game. But all of the people we played with was like, but we wanted one of us to finish that one quest to see what happens when we do that because we all love to unlock stuff. We have Clank Legacy Season 2. We don't have it, but we have backed it.
Yeah, I was like, where is it? I want to play it.
I've hidden it with all the other Kickstarter games. I'm
Yes.
like introducing slowly into our life. I don't do that. But yeah, we have backed that. I'm really looking forward to playing more Clank Legacy because Clank Legacy 1 was really good.
I agree. I'm really looking forward to the second part as well. And as you said, like, when you're playing Clank, you're trying just to win, or
Yes.
like I at least you do that. But in Clank Legacy, not only is the writing amazing, but it's more fun when you're trying to. Okay, I'm not going for winning this time. I'm trying to get to this place to do this thing that might be bad. Also,
Or might be good for
Yay.
other games. Yeah.
oh, my turn. My number 48 is Weather Machine, and it's one of the newest Vital Lacerda games. Weather Machine is taking interaction to a new level for me, because you have this one worker that you're moving around and doing action, but everything that you're doing really depends on what the other players are doing. And I like the theme as well. You're trying to make weather, but the machine is a little...
You need to fix the weather.
We fix the weather,
yeah.
yes.
With the weather machine.
With the weather machine, and it's a very tight puzzle game with the one worker, and trying to have the storage for everything that you need to do, and realizing at the last moment that your plan has fallen to pieces. Yeah.
It's the best part about heavy Euro games. My number 48 is not a heavy Euro game. It is a medium Euro game.
Okay.
It was my number 61 last time, and it is Architects of the West Kingdom.
Cool.
We still haven't played the expansion, which is
No.
said to make the game way
Yes.
better. And I think this is one of those that is so good, all the way up to 5 people. You can play it in an hour with 5 people, and it's just like super smooth, so cool mechanism of... I feel like Garfield Games, even more before than now, was really good at making this. Oh, this is very unique in this game. Like, for example, with Raiders, you had that where you place one and you take away one. Here you place and then just stay. And the more workers are on the action space, the better the action is. But the other people can then go and say, oh, there's too many people here gathering in a group. We don't like that. And then somebody going to go and arrest them and put them into jail. And you have to get them out from jail so you can start putting them at other places to get even more stuff. It is in its core a game about getting stuff and changing it into other stuff. But we usually like those games.
Yeah.
But it's done in a very clever way. And I am a fan.
I agree, and I really want to play it soon. We haven't played it for the Keeper Kell yet, I think.
We haven't because we were wanting to play like the whole
That's
thing.
true. My number 47 is Rajas of the Ganges. It has fallen a bit from number 25 last time, but this is a game that always is fun to play. It is a medium-ish game, but it's so light that it's such like... It's just pleasant. It is just enough for me to sit and be
just
like,
ride,
okay,
yeah.
I need to take smart choices here, but it's not that brain-melting game either. So you have a lot of dice in different colors, and you place your workers out to do different things, but the action really depends on what dice you have available,
Yeah.
which is really clever.
Yeah, fantastic game for sure. My number 47 was my number 33. It has a year in its name. And then something else.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Can you guess it?
Messina, Pulsar, one of those two, I think.
It's Messina 1347 from Vladimir Suhi. It is a very cool game. One that I looked at it just before we started filming. I was like, oh, I really want to play it again. It has this really cool, you have the map, then you have a worker movement mechanism where you end, you're going to do that action. It's all about the plague, so you try to not have all the rats moving around. You're trying to do all of this Euro stuff in a very nice, clean, neat way. Vladimir Suhi is one of those designers that so far haven't had a game which I haven't liked a lot. Like his
agree.
designs just click very well in my brain, and Messina is one of them. That's why it's here.
Yeah, it's one of the best games from the year it was released, and as you said, he always releases this really solid game that we're always on the look for.
Already looking forward to be able to see the next one.
Yes. My number 46 is Azul Queen's Garden. Last time it was in my 41st place, so that's quite the same.
Quite the same.
I could have put more Azuls on the list, but this is basically my favorite one. It's the most intricate one as well, the most involved one. It is a really clever drafting, and then tile. I don't want to say tile because they're so beautiful,
They're
those
nice.
pieces.
Yeah. Piece placement game.
Placement game, but you're also drafting them. So you take a lot of the DNA from the classic Azul and having a little twist on it to make it better, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you a little like Azul ranking here at the number as well.
Okay.
So it's Azul Queen's Garden, Azul the Summer Pavilion, Azul the Original, and Stained Glass of Sintra at the bottom.
So you get like ranking of the Soul games in the middle of this top 10.
There you go.
Top 100. My number 46 was my number 43 last time. And it's not Messina 1347, but it's Pulsar 2849.
Oh, so you put them together.
Yes.
That's nice.
Not like for a reason, it's just math and science.
Yes.
Pulsar 2849 was the first, I think, Vladimir Suhi game we played. I'm pretty sure
I
it was.
think so too.
Came out in 2017, and it had this super cool dice drafting where you are drafting dice either over the median or under the median, and depending on that, you're going to move back and forth on the turn order track and getting bonuses depending on if you draft the lower dice, which are usually worse, then you are getting a positive effect in other places of the game. If you draft a higher dice, you're getting a negative effect. And then it's just like so many choices of things to do and so few actions. You are moving around in the space map, you're trying to get these gyros spinning to score points every round. If you want to go that strategy, you can discover planets, you can unlock different abilities on your player board, you have abilities that you race for, and you have final scorings. You have so many parts of this game and so little time. And I love this game, and I think it is fantastic.
My number 45 is Role Player Adventures. It has actually risen from 70th place.
Yes.
And I think maybe last time I think I just played it when we made
just
the
finished
list.
it, yeah.
And now I remember just how great of an experience it was. And then I also really look forward to the expansion that we have. I'm looking forward to that. It is one of the most memorable campaign games that we've finished. It's not like the best, because the list will tell you which one is better. But the choices that we made, the universe that we explored was so living and interesting and fun. So I just really enjoyed my time with it.
Yeah, I agree. It's already been on my list, so you
Yes.
can go to another video and check what I thought about the game. But it kind of aligns with that. But you should also check the other
Yes.
videos, because there's other games there. My number 45 was my number 58 last time, and it's another same video crossover. It's Rogers of the Ganges.
Cool.
It is another one, like I said, like it's for me in that category of a perfect medium. It's just like one where it's simple rules, it's very easy to get into, very easy to sit down and play, and the choices are just enough so that it's a very interesting. It can be tense, but it's not like I don't have to like turn my brain up to 10. It can just be at a nice 7, 8 and just like being there, enjoying myself, having all the fun every time I do an action. You just spoke about it, so I'm just speaking about feelings instead. Super
nice.
cool game. And we also now have all the goodies, like goodie bags with different modules for it, which I think is just like nice little additions when you play the game quite a few times.
My number 44 is That Time You Killed Me, and it has fallen exactly 20 places since last time, but
Just 22.
24.
24.
Yes.
Numbers.
Almost. That Time You Killed Me is a 2-player abstract game, which looks kind of like a weird chess game, but you have 3 boards with this grid on it.
Yeah.
So it represents the timeline, the future, the present, and the past. And what you're doing in those timelines will affect, for example, if you do something in the past, it will affect the future, which makes much thematic sense. And you have these different modules that you will add to the gameplay, which varies it quite a bit. And it feels super clever and fresh and unique, and that's why I enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's also actually quite thematic in an abstract way. and there's a lot of comedy in it. So really, really enjoyed it for that as well. But it's a super duper good game. I already had it on my list.
Yes, you did.
My number 44 was my number 6
Oh,
last time.
what? What game is that?
That is Caverna.
Oh, it was that high last
Yes.
time. That is actually more surprising to me
Yes,
that
yeah,
it was so high.
It was actually that was the probably the mistake. But it is a fantastic
It is.
game. One of the best games ever made. Basically, it's on the top 100. It is a classic Uwe Rosenberg worker placement game. You are farming, but now you are like cave farmers in this fantasy world. And the big change from Agricola, I like this better than Agricola. The big change from Agricola is like all the different buildings that you can then do so many different strategies. It's going to be overwhelming when you play it the first time because
sure.
here you have 64 different buildings. Good luck. And you're going to be like, I don't know what any of these buildings do. I'm going to build this one. And it does something. But it just like has this super cool dual thing where you both have to excavate your cave to be able to build buildings. But you're also farming like in Agricola. Building these, what is it called, a pen? It's called a pen, like where you put the animals in them.
Yes.
An animal pen. I think that's something.
Yes.
Words don't come easy all the time. And you are getting the animals, you're trying to mine for resources. It's just like so much stuff to do. Closure, that's what they call it.
Enclosure.
That's what they call it. But something, an animal pen is something.
Yeah, that is also something too.
And a pen is also something you write with. So
Yeah,
if you
an
have an
animal
animal pen, you have an animal that is a pen.
No,
I don't-
a pen for animals.
Oh, I was
So
thinking
they
like
can write.
okay, yeah, that makes more sense than an animal that is a pen. And that is the reason Caverna is now my number
Because of
44.
animal pens.
Always.
My number 43 is On Mars, and like it's so hard to rank Lacerda games together with all the other games, I think, because they take up a lot of space on the top 100.
Yes.
But at the same time, they're so good. And On Mars has this really interesting balance between doing stuff on Mars and also doing stuff on the shuttle. And you want to move. You have one worker. No, you have one like main dude and
Yes.
more workers.
Yes.
And so you want to place, like travel from one space to the other at the exact time that it needs to happen for your plan to work. And you also then tailor your plan after when the shuttle from and to Mars is moving, because that is quite restrictive. And but a really solid game. You have it had it on
Yes.
your list as well.
It is a super good game. I just can't get my mind kind of around it. My number 43 is a new game to the list, and it's also a new game. This has never happened before. That a game that came out in the same year that we are doing top 100 is on the top 100.
Oh.
I don't think that has ever happened because we are usually doing top 100 in the starting of the year.
early of the year.
But 43 for me is going to be Hegemonia.
Oh, cool.
Because it is one of the best campaign cooperative experiences I have ever had. It is just plain fun. Everything about it, mostly everything about it. Go and check the review if you want more in-depth stuff about it. Thinking. It's spoiler-free. The story is cool. The characters are great. The world is fun. The action selection is fun. The different scenarios are different enough to not just like kill everything and be done. There's just so many interesting things about it, and I'm having all the fun. I think we have like 6 scenarios left that we need to play to be able to finish the story, which means we might actually be able to do it.
I hope so.
And it's great. I can't say too much about the actual things in the game, but you can go and check out the review for a more in-depth look of it, spoiler-free.
Amazing game. I was surprised to have a game like, as you said, from 24 20, that you had a game from 2024 on your list, but this makes sense because Hegemonia is amazing.
It is.
My number 42 is Hard to Get, and that's the name of the game. Haha, it's a new game on this list, and Hard to Get has been like our new go-to party game to just have with us everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get to the table, it's fun, it's the perfect mix between Codenames and another solid game that we've had on our list already, which is Samilo. If you haven't heard about or haven't checked out Hard to Get, this is a hard recommendation to just go get it.
Yes.
Because
the game is easy to get, but it's hard to get.
Yes.
Okay, my number 42 is going to be hard to get.
No! Really?
Yes.
Get out. Okay, crossover dance. Really?
Double crossover dance in one video. Pretty crazy.
Cool.
No, one more.
One more.
Crazy, crazy.
So that's two
crazy
exact
crossover.
crossovers on the same list.
Yes, that's pretty cool. And it shows.
That's really cool.
It also shows that we are aligned sometimes in
Yes,
these kind
we
of
are.
games. Hard to get.
That's
Love
nice.
it for all the reasons. It is super cool. You're getting these weird questions like you have a target word, and I'm drawing a card and saying, is this word mostly button or zipper? And that makes no sense. And then you have to think, okay, is it more button or zippers? I don't know. And I have to choose, and then the other people have to discard other cards that are the other things. And I have to choose zippers. I'm going to be like, okay, which of these cards are more buttons than zippers? And they have to discard them. Not all the cards are as abstract as that. You get like a wide range of things, from things that make some sense to things that make no sense. And it is all in all, it's one, we already played it over 20 times. It's one that I always want to play. It is super good. A hard recommendation.
Yes, I don't know if that is a thing. That sounds more accurate.
Yes.
My number 41 is Crisis, and it was my number 33 last time. Crisis is one of those games, when I see it on the shelf, I think about how fun it is to play it.
Yes.
Because this is a super solid worker placement game where you're trying to work at these different factories
Yes.
that you're getting, producing stuff that you will then sell or convert into other stuff. And you want to have the workers, not the workers that you place, but the workers that work in the factory, and also enough energy to actually make this conversion happen. At the same time, you're trying to do the best thing so that the world doesn't collapse, because if it does, everybody loses the game. It's just so fun to play it.
Yes, it's not really, it does sounds like a semi-co-op game. It kind of is, but it's not. Because if everybody's playing good, you're not losing. But if somebody is playing horribly, you might lose. So you can play it in different difficulty levels. First time you play it on easy, because or else you're going to lose very quick.
We have played a round which lasted one round and we lost.
Yes, that is
That
true.
was quite absurd,
And
but it
not
can happen.
as fun. My number 41 was my number 28 last time. And I think the main reason is that it's been quite a while since we played it. I think we actually did play it for Keep or Call. I do not remember. But we have a new version now, so we might play that as well. It's Small City.
Cool.
Alban VR makes some really, really cool games, and Small City is...
Not one of them.
It is, because it's on my top 100. It is a city building game where you are building a city on this little grid. You're trying to build a specific buildings adjacent to each other. If you are the first player, you're going to get a visit you don't want from the mayor, and the other people you're playing with is going to choose, because he has to stand somewhere on your grid, so you can't build there. It's a thematic game. You're choosing these roles, which will then give you bonuses for the round. And there's just so many things to think about. There's not enough buildings for everybody, so you have to, like, if I want that building, I have to build it before you build it. And there's just so much stuff. Heavy, great game. I'm really excited for the new version. We still have it in shrink with the winter expansion. And I want to play it because Small City is a fantastic game.
It's super cool. It's my favorite Alban VR game. I haven't played Clinic a lot, so I can't really compare it to that. But it's one of also my favorite city builders as well.
And that's the end of another video. We are getting closer to the end, and this is a lot of fun. We hope you are enjoying the journey, going on this journey with us, watching all these games. Maybe you find some new ones you want to check out. Let us know in the comments if there's something that you're like, oh, I hadn't thought about this game, or this one I love, or this one, why is this so low or so high on the list? We would love to know everything about that. Also, if you are new to the channel, it would mean so much to us, more than you know, if you want to give us a victory point.
And we get victory points if you click that subscribe button down there. And you can also click the bell to get notifications every time we post another one of these 100 videos or some other video.
Yeah, and that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.